What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy, Cam ATL, and welcome back to another MLB High Five video with your boy. Drop a like down below because I already know you're gonna love it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Comment anything in the comment section down below to enter your name into a $50 giveaway I'm gonna do every week on this channel. Come Friday. All right, not only will it be Friday for y'all, it's gonna be a beautiful day because you're like, okay, the weekend's coming. But your boy gonna give you $50. If all you have to do is comment down in the comment section of my videos, come Friday, I'm gonna randomly choose a video from the week, choose a commenter, and give $50 to that one person. The winner of last Friday's the video I did on Friday. I didn't do the announcement yesterday, but I am ready to do the announcement today. I had some stuff going on in the morning yesterday, so I wasn't able to get to a video yesterday. But today we are here, and congratulations to Ed Hembry. Ed Hembry, hit me up on Twitter at cam_ATL. Give me your PayPal information so I can send you the $50 right over. Thank you very much for watching the videos. Thank you very much for commenting. Thank you very much for your comment, which said Cam's the man. I appreciate you. Yeah. By the way, I don't just choose, the winners by like how nice you are to me. You know what I mean? I literally would just choose a random comment, but this one ended up being very nice to me. All right. Anyway, thank you guys for joining me as always. I'm very, 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 very excited to get this week. Yesterday started off with a bang. We had a great weekend as well. MLB DFS is on fire right now. After a slow week last week, things were just kind of a little, up and down last week, where we normally like to just stay consistent and have everything just, click all the time. But it is DFS, and sometimes, things just don't go your way. But this last weekend was fantastic, and yesterday was fantastic. Great start to the week. Very excited to get a sweep day going today, though, baby. Tuesday, let's get a big win. Let's get one of those takedown wins. Let's sweep prize picks. Let's just go in. So I'm about to lock into prize picks as soon as I'm done with this video and post those over on the MLB Access page. As always, y'all, you get access to the optimizer, all of the tools that we have available, the MLB player prop tool. I added one of my favorites, stats over there to add to the hit rate over there on the MLB player prop tool, so it should be even better than it was before. So that's over there. What else? The ranking tool still is fantastic. Us smashing yesterday. I used the player ranking tool for multiple choices on my players yesterday, and it ended up working out fantastic. Where we got some lowish ownership. I was surprised that Grichuk was as low as he was because the ranking tool loved him yesterday, and he ended up doing great for us. So let's get right into this high five, y'all. Like I said, on every video I do this week, which will be from today until Thursday, I'm going to do a video every single day this week. Comment anything down in the comment section. Drop a like down below. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, because when I choose a winner, I will make sure you're subscribed. If you're not subscribed, I'll choose another winner. So make sure you're subscribed, and I'll choose a random winner on Friday, and then I will announce that in Friday's video. That way you can get some money for the weekend. All right? Thank you guys for joining me. Let's get it. Now, starting off at pitcher. Now, first things first, let me talk about something. So, one mistake that a lot of people make in MLB DFS. Now, I've had videos before where I talk about chalk, right? And I talk about it in NBA, and I'm like, okay, let's say there's a situation where a player is going to be ultimate chalk in NBA, right? And the reason he's ultimate chalk is because he's missing a couple big time players on his team. He's going to have a huge usage bump. He's going to get a bump in minutes. All those reasons come together, and it's like, okay, yes, he's going to be chalk. Okay, but there's good reason he's going to be chalk. So in situations like that, you eat that chalk. You know what I mean? And what I mean by that is you just take that chalk and you say, you know what, this guy's going to be like 90% owned. I'm going to take it because I understand why he's so good. And if he doesn't do well, it's not going to kill me tonight anyway because he's super high owned. Now, in baseball, things are different. Okay, now one mistake that a lot of people make is they like to eat chalk still. They don't really understand that there's a difference here. Now, baseball, anything can happen. We know that. And at the end of the day, let's say Mike Trout's chalk, right? Mike Trout is the best player in baseball. No surprise there, right? But he could go 0 for 4, 0 for 5 even, and not even get on base in an entire game. And he's Mike Trout, and it is what it is because it's baseball. Yes, most of the time if he's facing a bad pitcher, he'll at least get on base, right? And he has that upside of a home run. But here's the thing. In baseball, if a Mike Trout's going to be super, super chalk, I like to, pivot to a Yordan Alvarez or pivot to, somebody else like an Aaron Judge or something like that who has that equal upside that Trout has, like a Byron Buxton, something like that, just giving you examples. Instead of eating that chalk. All right. So I just want to say that because one mistake that I see a lot of people now, at the end of the day, yes, there are going to be times where Mike Trout is 60% owned, 70% owned chalky, and he hits a home run, and your guy that you pivoted to doesn't do much. That's fine. You know what I mean? Like in DFS, sometimes taking those chances and taking the loss is fine because the huge upside that you possess and how easy your nights are going to be when that Mike Trout goes for a base hit or a double only, and Jordan Alvarez hits 2 home runs is significant. And at the end of the day, the Sharks and the professional players and all that stuff, that's what sets them apart from the rest. They recognize where the chalk is, and they recognize solid pivots that are just as good, if not better, in those same spots. And they take advantage of where everybody's flooding to where the masses are going, and they take advantage of the other side. All right? Anyway, I just wanted to say that because we're going to get to talking about reasons why. Because there's a game in Coors today, and it is going to be extremely chalky. Now, if the spot makes sense and all that stuff, then cool, and I'm going to talk about it. And I grab Coors, sure. I know Coors is going to be chalky, and I'm going to grab Coors where I need to grab Coors. But if I need to pivot off somebody, I will as well, and we'll get to it. Anyway, starting off at pitcher, I don't care if there's a game in Coors or not. I'm going Garrett Cole. When it comes to pitching on this slate today, we've got some solid pitching options, not going to lie. If you want to save 1,000 and go down to anybody here, then that's fine. Chris Sale is going to be on a little bit of a pitch limit. Now, this dude got rocked actually in AAA in his last start. Um, and we know the talent Sale has, but here's the thing that kind of makes me think he's going to come out and just absolutely ball out against Tampa Bay. He got rocked a little bit, and there's videos of him like crushing the dugout and going crazy in there and all that stuff because his control was messed up. He was walking guys. He just didn't have a good start. Um, he seems ultra competitive to the point where he'd come in here and just like strike out 12 in 4 innings. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like I feel like if you need some money, you can go Chris Sale. He will be on a limit, and most of the time, I don't like taking guys on limits. I just kind of avoid that situation. So Strider's going to be my guy I go with here. I am very, 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 very proud of this dude right here. He throws absolute flames. People cannot catch up to it. It is what it is. Like when a guy is throwing as much heat as Strider is throwing, like the crazy part about this is, y'all, is what some people don't understand is when these guys are throwing this hard, these Mets bats are literally going to have to swing before the ball's out of his hand. You know what I mean? Like that's how crazy it is. Like if you don't, the ball's past you in like a millisecond. If you blink, you're missing it. So Strider at 9.8, man, that fastball is on point. He's just been lights out. He is fantastic. Yes, the Mets don't strike out a whole ton, but I don't care, man. Strider's at home in a good spot here, and at 9.8, Strider's just been so good. I'm willing to take it. And like I said, always, I don't care if there's a game in Coors. I don't care what's going on. I like to get my pitching right, and then I figure out my hitters from there. Now, the reason I was talking about the chalk and all that stuff. So DraftKings did a fantastic job at not pricing up cores here, where it makes them extremely chalky. It kind of makes it to the point where it's like DraftKings knows something, we don't, and they're like, okay, let's price them super super low so everybody plays that game, and that game ends up being like 1-0, and everybody loses except for the big guys who I'm not going to get into it. But anyway, Luke Voigt at 3-4. I mean, I just don't get it. You know what I mean? Like there's multiple spots I just don't get. Now, obviously, he's going to be the best play. Now, I'm going to pivot off of it and give you guys that aren't exactly as chalk that are also in great spots and could have great games. Wilmer Flores at 3K. Flores has been hot lately. He's going against lefty Keiko, and we all know throughout Wilmer Flores' career, he has been known as a bit of a lefty masher. This year so far, he hasn't been like a bona fide lefty masher or nothing like that. But the fact that he's hot lately, he's facing a bad lefty at home with the wind blowing out. Now, I shouldn't even have mentioned the wind blowing out because it's kind of negated by the stadium. The stadium, it just doesn't really matter. But plain and simple, Wilmer Flores at home going against the lefty. He's been hot lately. Throughout his career, he's been solid versus lefty. So he's a very solid spot here. A decent pivot off of what's going to be massive chalk for Luke Voigt. And I understand if you want to just play Luke Voigt, I might even do it. But at the end of the day, I want to I don't want to give you things that are just that obvious. Like DraftKings just they price these guys way too freaking cheap. Like look at this. Manny Machado is 5-1. Okay? Well, I would expect him up near 6. You know what I mean? Like Manny Machado is in a fantastic spot. We all know that. Now, this is a guy I'm not going to fade here because he's facing a lefty and he's just ridiculous versus lefties. Now, this is an interesting thing here is he hasn't had much success against Gomber throughout his career. Yes, he mashes lefties, 261 ISO, all that good stuff. He mashes lefties. It's in course. This is going to be, it's the highest total on the slate by far. It's a great spot. He hasn't done very well versus Gomber, so if you want to say, you know what, I'm going to get slick here, I'm going to go down to the cheap Ha-Seong Kim if he's in the lineup. Pay attention to that. See if he's leading off at 2-9. He's going to be a lock. Austin Riley, righty-lefty matchup. You could pivot off of it. You're having to spend more money for him, though. Ryan McMahon, decent little spots at third base that you could pivot off of if you want to say, you know what, everybody's going Manny Machado today. It is a great spot. Everything adds up, and Cam loves Manny Machado too. But I'm going to say, you know what? That history doesn't look good. Maybe there's something with Gomber that he just doesn't see very well, and I'm going to pivot off and go Riley instead. Decisions like that, don't beat yourself up if they don't work, because that is a smart way to play DFS in MLB. All right, MLB is a lot different than these other sports, and like I said, I compared it to NBA to give you a good example because NBA is a big sport where you want to eat chalk at certain points. All right, all right. After Manny Machado, last but not least, I'm going to go Corey Seager. I think we get him at a low ownership here. He's got the lefty-righty matchup. He's been incredibly good lately. All right, this dude, I mean, he's gotten over 20 DraftKings points in 3 of his last 5. He has been fantastic. He's just mashing. He's done well in an incredibly small sample size against Caprillion, or however you say it, Caprillion. I don't know how to say these dudes' names. Anyways, lefty-righty matchup. Solid total for Texas. They're up there in that bunch of teams where it's all high totals today. And that's another thing. San Diego and Colorado are priced so low to the point where it's like DraftKings was like, okay, there's all these great offenses today, you know what I mean? Let's price down San Diego, Colorado to get the masses playing that, where all these other good spots, are in good spots to even beat cores maybe, and people won't have them. I don't know. I'm just saying it's just really confusing to me why sometimes they price these guys as low as they do. It's kind of like they're trying to force your hand into playing them. Other shortstops that I like: Corey Seager, fantastic spot here. Like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and move on. Ha-Seong Kim, if he's leading off, I'm locking him in. Okay, most likely I'll end up locking him in at shortstop because I love Manny Machado at third base. So pay attention to that. If he's back, he needs to be in. Bobby Witt Jr. has been fantastic. He has been great lately. He's facing a bad pitcher, so consider him as well. Trey Turner is facing a bad lefty. Solid total for the Dodgers. In St. Louis, where I believe it's hot. I'm not 100%, but I believe it's hot there. Trey Turner's in a fantastic spot there as well. So, man, it's a solid slate today, man. I'm excited. There's so many different ways that you can go. Once again, there is a game in course, but there's also great games around it. If you look at those Vegas totals, like there's a lot of games right there with course hanging in there. That it would be very, very sneaky to stack one of those games where everyone's stacking course and hope that course kind of goes lowish owned. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, with me doing what I do and me doing videos and me kind of having a little bit of popularity in the industry on Twitter, if I fade cores and it doesn't work out, I will get trolled to death. But you know what I mean? I'm cool with taking that because, it is what it is. Like if I make a wrong decision, people jump to on my case to be like, "Oh, that's horrible, blah blah blah," because it makes them feel better about themselves when at the end of the day, it's the right play, and I don't care. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, y'all have to understand, y'all aren't getting flack from a whole bunch of people when it doesn't work. I do, but yet I still do the same process every single time. Don't worry about what happens. Don't worry about the outcome. Play the right way, and whatever happens is what happens at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So, yes, course is too cheap today, and you're going to want a solid amount of pieces from it, and I will too. But if you can get different certain places, maybe grab some course pieces that aren't going to be high owned. If you're feeling the vibe of certain guys being super chalky, maybe pivot off to a lower owned guy. Like, let's look at Mazzara, for instance. If Mazzara is batting in the heart of that order again, he's facing a lefty, so everybody's going to be like, oh, no, hell no. But he's actually not been bad versus lefties this year. He hasn't been great, but he's only 2K. Hasn't been bad versus lefties. And he's a spot that a lot of people might avoid. And if he hits a home run, you're immediately in easy spot right there. Now, obviously, Face lefty versus lefty is not ideal, and if I can find a better spot, I will. But I'm just giving y'all an example of the best way you need to play baseball. All right, don't worry about what happens, the outcome. Play the right way. Which honestly, if it's chalky and there's other guys around that player that seem as good, or if not even a better spot, take it. And whatever the outcome is, just accept it. You know what I mean? It is what it is. It's it's baseball, and a lot of times when you make those pivots, you're gonna have some huge potential upside, and that's why Greenlight DFS ends up at the top of contests so much throughout the MLB season because I don't care about chalk. I don't care at all. I don't care if a guy's gonna be 80% owned. Like if he's going to be 80% owned and I find a guy who's in an equally good spot, but yet nobody's paying attention to him, of course I'm going to grab that. That's just how my mind works. You know what I mean? Thank you guys for joining me as always, man. 15-minute video. Garrett Cole, Strider, Wilmer Flores at first, or Voit, who's going to be ultimate chalk. I put Flores in the high five because I think he's really interesting play today, and he's going to be extremely low owned if you're looking for a takedown tonight. Manny Machado and Corey Seager is the high five. Ha-Seong Kim will take Corey Seager's spot if he is leading off in the lineup today because he's only 2.9, and that's ridiculous. Okay, so pay attention to that because he's going to be an ultimate lock today if he's in. And then other positions are where you're going to want to spend up. So if Ha-Seong Kim ends up being in, right? And get in. Sorry, I'm doing this video long for anybody who has stayed this long, but roster construction and all is also a very, very, very important thing as well. So let's say Ha-Seong Kim ends up in, right? So at third base, we have an amazing play of Manny Machado, who's just in a fantastic spot in course. Everything's great. So like, I don't want to put Ha-Seong Kim at third because I love Manny Machado. So I love Corey Seager. Don't get me wrong, but I have to play this guy somewhere. If I have to choose between Machado and Seager, it's probably going to be Machado. So I'm going to take Seager out, go Kim there, and spend up in another spot. Maybe go Judge in the outfield in a solid total, or spend up some other position, or balance out the rest instead of playing another cheap guy. You know what I mean? Something like that. So, anyways, thank you guys for joining me as always, man. Drop a like down below. Comment anything in the comment section. Enter your name in that $50 giveaway I'm going to do at the end of the week. And yeah, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Follow me on Twitter at Cam_ATL. That's the best way to get a hold of me throughout the day if you have any questions, all that good stuff. And I'm out, y'all. GreenlightDFS.com. Let's get it.